Rimmers in Edinburgh doing the first part of the Genos tour, and I think we brought the weather with us. So I apologise for that. Cold outside, isn't it? Absolutely. Okay, but it's not cold in here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Yamaha, and welcome to our Genos 2 tour of the country. We're going to excite you and show you this incredible new machine. It's pretty pointless because I think most of you have just bought it anyway. But you know what? Tonight we're going to show you lots of new features, lots of new things, how the instrument actually works, and you know what? Some music that's going to blow your mind. In 2002, Yamaha changed the workstation arranger keyboard market with the introduction of Tyros. Everybody remember Tyros? Yeah? Tyros 1, Tyros 2, Tyros 3, Tyros 4, Tyros 5. And of course, 6 years ago in 2017, we introduced Genos to the market. Anybody got a Genos? Yeah. Still got a Genos? Anybody not got a Genos?
No, I haven't got a Genos.
Why not? That's not buy one. There's time. So Genos was introduced about 7 years ago, and you know what, that was a huge step forward in technology, as I'm sure you'll agree. It was an incredible instrument. But once again, we've stepped forward. The design of the instrument looks very similar, but as you'll hear tonight, it's very, very, very different. I'm going to put you in the hands of someone who knows exactly how different it is, to entertain you and to inform you exactly what Genos 2 is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to introduce you, on behalf of Yamaha UK, Mr. Peter Baartmans. Very subdued, that was very subdued.
All right, thank you and good evening. My name is Peter Baartmans. I'm from the Netherlands. I work for Yamaha since 1981. I started to work November 81, yes. And at that time, Yamaha still had local distributors, so the whole company, how the company was, how the company did everything, it was with importers. So we had importers in Belgium, and we had importers also here in the UK, which was Campbell. And but many things changed, of course. And in 1983, the first digital piano came, but it was no sampling, and everybody was a little bit skeptic. And now, for example, for the digital pianos, it's a very, very it's an instrument that really found its way. For example, even in conservatories or also in opera houses where the people have to practice, there are digital pianos now. So everything changed a lot. But what the biggest change, honestly speaking, is for me what happened between 6 years ago when Genos was launched and this new Genos 2. Because it's really amazing what they have done, and so I'm just going to play for you now, and let's just start with an instrument, to present an instrument which comes from the country where eventually this instrument comes from, which is of course Japan, because Yamaha is a Japanese company. And of course they operate worldwide, and there's a lot of R&D here in the UK, but you know, so let's say the original company, of course, is from Japan. So let's just start with the shakuhachi, which is a fantastic instrument, and all the rest, is also great. So I just start, why not? There we go. complete different beginning, I think, of any presentation of Yamaha instruments that you have heard so far. But I just wanted to show that this instrument really can do whatever you want. It is just amazing what they did with the sound, and of course you have heard also this fantastic orchestral percussion. So if I only start the orchestral percussion, sounds like this. You hear a great reverb, but also we have, I think, a new thing here. So apart from the design, which is of course also completely new, we've got lights here for the faders, we've got lights here also for the knobs, we've got a new screen which is much more clear, and it's also, they tilted it a little bit, so it's really very good to see what's going on in the screen now. So it's really better, but also everything is, how to say, everything is better. Yeah, and that, but not just a little bit better. And that's why I come here to explain to you what is about the ambience depth. So maybe we can go to the next one. Ambient drums. So maybe we have a look at the video first, and then I will explain a little bit more about it.
Reverb drums were a big step forward in Genos. Now we're excited to introduce the next generation of Arranger workstation drums. Let us explain. When we sample drums, we use a lot of microphones. Some of these mics are positioned close to the drums and capture a dry, direct sound. Other mics are further away and capture the reflected ambient room sound. Engineers then make a mix, locking the balance between the dry and ambient mics. It's this locked mix which is used to make the voices in the instruments. For the first time in any Arranger workstation, and with a simple live controller, you have the freedom to choose a dry, direct sound, an ambient room sound, or anything in between. And don't be fooled, this isn't faked with reverb. These are drums with actual recorded room ambience. And we're calling them ambient drums. So what do they sound like? You're hearing the Ambient Drums Pop Kit. Listen to the change in drum sound as the controller moves between dry and ambient. Now let's listen with the new Ambient Drums Dirty Kit. And finally, this is the ambient cinematic percussion.
That's ambient drums. And now we go live to the keyboard, and I want to show it to you. So you just hear this magnificent drum sound and percussion, and now with this knob, I just took the ambient step completely away. So you just hear the drums here. And And now I'm going to raise the ambience. Without. With. And this is something completely then reverb. Of course you can also add reverb still. Let me do it here. Now I will add them both together, and then you get this magnificent drum sound. This or this. You can do it with all the percussion kits, you can do it with all the drum kits, so you can make your own sound for the drums, whatever you want, whatever you like it, right? So this is a new feature. And of course it changes a lot also in the styles. We have a lot of styles, I think 800 styles or something. And of course for every style we made a good preset for you, for the drums, for the ambience and the reverb to start with. But you can change everything. Okay, so yeah, that's the first thing, the first new thing we have in our Genos 2. The next style, the next thing which we have, and for me this is the most musical thing that they ever did, and this is the dynamic style control, style dynamic control. Let me just play a simple style, a cool jazz ballad with a saxophone. I mean, this is just a style with a voice and you just play it. Now, the unbelievably, for me it's really unbelievable thing is that you can change the dynamic of the style, which means you can tell to the musicians, so it's here the bass, the drum and the guitar, please play softer. So I don't turn the volume down, no, they start playing softer or louder. And that's a complete different thing. So I will give you here the example. So this is just the style running here. And now I want them to play softer. Yeah. Or louder. So it changes the energy of the style. And if you hear very carefully, the guitar is always a little bit different than the acoustic instrument. Listen to this. So there we go. Oh, sorry. Okay, there we go. Okay. And why is this? Because the guitar plays through an amplifier. And the other instruments are acoustic instruments. So it has more influence on acoustic instruments than on instruments that are playing through an amplifier. Or for example an organ with a Leslie or an electronic organ. So they did it very, very well. And that really is also a game, it really is a game changer. So I will just do it again with this beautiful saxophone sound. And just now you know what it is and how it works. I'm sure you can hear that it's much more musical. By the way, you can not only let them play softer, you can also let them play louder if necessary. So the normal setting is 80. So 80 is just, as we know from Genos and all the keyboards. And you can go up to 127 and you can go down to 0. Okay, so you can also make the guys who play the accompaniment play louder. So for example here, this is the value to start with. Louder. And softer. Style dynamic control, of course, works for all styles, not only jazz combos or not only acoustic, also if you take rock styles or synthesizer styles. So it's available for every style in this instrument. That's the first thing, which is really from a not only from a technological point of view, but also from a musical point of view, just something which is amazing. Okay? Good. Next song is one of my favorite songs anyhow, and also what we have new. I think we come to the dynamic control, alright? So, let me just go first to the FM. Do you have something of FM, Paul, or me? FM tone generator.
In arranger workstations, voices are usually created by playing back samples. In Genos 2, we are introducing a second tone generation engine, frequency modulation, or FM for short. FM sounds are synthesized in real time as you play. The result is an incredibly dynamic and expressive sound. FM went mainstream in 1983 when Yamaha launched what would become one of the most popular and famous synthesizers of all time, the DX7. This synth defined the sound of the 80s, with voices so iconic that you only need to hear a few notes and you'll recognize them immediately. Like Brass 2. Or the unmistakable Bass 1. Maybe you recognize these tubular bells. And of course, possibly the most famous sound of them all, the DX electric piano.
Okay, so this is the DX, and I remember I had one too, and it had just one output. It was mono, it wasn't even stereo, and almost nobody could really program this synthesizer. So we all were depending on the presets. And I'm going to show you now, here, I think, which is the most famous sound. And all the 80s sounds and all the 80s songs were using these sounds. Even Barbara Streisand, she needed this sound. Oh yeah, she did. By the way, an intro. also heard the new dynamic strings, the new cinematic strings, also a great new string sound in the new Genos 2. Okay, so if we go a little bit more to the FM story, I have here a few songs which I put in a medley. You call it a medley, or how you call it? Just a few things. And the nice thing is, I was born in 1960, and my children are born in the 80s. And when I was practicing this at home, once they visited me, and they knew these songs as well, because somehow these songs were popular for quite a long time. So yeah, let's just do it. Why not? There we go. And they sing along with it, and this is just music, well, which really keeps on going. I mean, my children, who are not from the 80s, but they knew all these songs. So yeah, so this is a little bit about FM technology, about FM sounds, and I think this is enough. You know now there is a DX7 in. I also say, if you buy the Genos 2, if you would buy it, you get a DX7 for free with it. And you know, but at that time, the DX7 was more expensive than this Genos 2. Really. Yeah, it really was the truth. Yeah. Okay. So, of course, we have so many new things, and my favorite instrument is the piano. I studied church organ and piano at the conservatory, but my favorite instrument is the piano. And of course, Yamaha is originally a piano manufacturer. And the CFX is the concert grand. And of course, the concert grand sound, the CFX, is in the new Genos 2 as well. Yeah? So you have this marvelous dynamic range from the piano. that is a concert grand. That really is a concert grand. Of course, the keyboard action is the keyboard action of a keyboard, of course. So, but what a sound! And of course, you also hear here. How you say? Here you can hear. Oh my God! Okay. But anyhow, you can hear. Of course, the superb quality of the new reverb. We have a fantastic reverb here, and this reverb is from Steinberg, and it makes it just all sound even more better. So let us put the piano now in a very big empty concert hall. It's amazing. So also this enhances the sound of every instrument. Now, believe it or not, but we've got a second grand piano also, a new second grand piano in the Genos 2. And of course, the Yamaha concert piano is always perfectly tuned, because if you go to a piano concerto, if you go to a concert hall, you know, the piano is tuned even just before the concert starts. Even sometimes in the interval they make a few, because these big guys with these big hands, you know. But what Yamaha did in the new Genos 2, because they think of everything. And the next one is so beautiful, because we have a second grand piano, and it's called here Character Grand. And it is a German grand piano, so they sampled it from a German grand piano manufacturer, and that's a Schimmel from Braunschweig, so a Schimmel piano, and it's tuned good, but not perfect, so it's not perfectly tuned, and this gives a total different character, so that's why it's called Character Grand. It's not out of tune, but a little bit the octaves. If I play the same on the CFX, the one is not better than the other one. It's just a different one, so you can select. Yeah, and this is so nice also to play just some nice jazz song with the Character Grand. There we go. Okay, so a complete, well, thank you, complete, thank you very much. Well, I have to do about 50 examples more, so, but thank you very much. But, so maybe at the end, just one big one. So whatever. Okay. No. Come on. No. So character grant. I mean, yeah, it is really amazing, and it also means that you have a perfect piano for every style of music. You can select whatever you want. You can select the piano you want. Well, maybe one more time here. It's a little bit different style, and now I'm going to show you, because I told you about the dynamic control to let the people who play in the style play softer or louder, and I'm going to use it now in this next example, because now I want them to play louder at some point, and so they get more energy, and also softer. So there we go. Okay, it's only a paper moon. Okay, I'm sure you know that one. So you hear, thank you very much. You hear the difference between just louder, softer, or this more energy or less energy. Yeah, it is just really fantastic. Okay, the next one I want to play for you is we have here a samba from the 60s, and we have new guitars, a lot of new acoustic guitar sounds, new ones. And this is the classic open nylon guitar. much. And here, and this is also fantastic, because if the guitar, I'm not a guitar player. I don't understand a thing of how it works. But what I know is there are 4 positions if you maybe somebody plays guitar. So this is the first position when you are just here, and the second, and then it's the third, and then you're at the end of. Then you are touching almost the neck of the guitar, and that gives a different sound. So here also I have the sound, not classic nylon open, but classic nylon neck. Then you have the sound for the 4th position. Now the first open one. Action, so you can do. So you can also play something like that. So of course we have the other concert guitar from the first one, and you can hear the difference very well. It's not better, it's not worse, it's just a different character. And now you've got both. So really they thought of everything. We even have what we called a felt piano. And a felt piano means that you strike, of course, the strings with a hammer, but in between there is this felt. And then you get a very special piano sound. I'm going to be a granddad soon, of two times, my daughter and my daughter-in-law. So I must have a felt piano for them to play for the cello. I mean, of course you can do it on a CFX concert grand, but then they wake up again. So maybe they have thought of me. Thank you very much, Yamaha. So we've got the felt piano as well, and we even have also an upright piano. So it's amazing, and that's the U1. The U1 is, I think, one of the most used pianos in the world in music schools and conservatories for students, and I think it's also one of our most sold pianos, isn't it? Yes, yes. So and so we have the upright. Not perfectly tuned. And this gives this authenticity which you want from such a piano, of course. Okay, let's go to some country music. We have lots of country styles, we say country. I think originally it's country and western sometimes. So the music is called country and western. So yeah, let's go to it's country time. It's country time. All right, there we go. category, I can see we have here, believe it or not, 51 different country styles. So the number of styles is really amazing. We've got 800 styles in this instrument. Yeah? So you can imagine, I think you really need some time. Well, I also needed some time to discover all the styles and what's in here and what is this style doing and what is the perfect song for this style. So that really is just amazing to experience, of course. Okay, and also I am a very happy person, really I am, because for the first time there is a Dutch style in the Genos 2. And I didn't ask for it, but so they did it, they just did it. So who knows the band Focus?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Mr. Ackerman himself.
Yeah, okay, yes. And it's a band of the 70s. So in 70 I was 10 years old in 1970, and they were really bringing new music. Also there was Exception, you know, with Rick van der Linden. It was a kind of, they used classic themes and they made rock music out of it. And this is just a style of it, and that's Dutch rock. So maybe it's a good idea, before we take a small interval, just to go back to the 70s and the Dutch rock. Of course, we have a fantastic Hammond organ. And also we have a fantastic guitar sound. And exactly these sounds you need for this song. So there we go.
Peter Baartmans, everybody.
That's some rock, okay.
What was that? That was fantastic.
I love it.
Fantastic. It sounds amazing.
And it really sounds, everything sounds like the original. Whether you take country or you take ballads, it's all so original.
Everything.
Yeah, I love it.
And also, let me say that everything that Peter is doing tonight is straight out of the box. There's no smoke, there's no mirrors. He's switched it on, he's selecting styles. We've stored them in registration memory, just so that he knows what's coming next. But it's out of the box, it's just a style with a one-touch setting. It's that easy.
Yeah, it is.
It's incredible. And we've even got some new software, so for anyone who orders Genos 2, we can give you some software that actually has the songs in order, so from the 50s to the 60s, to the 70s, to the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, if you want to go that far. It makes it so simple to use, so you've got all of the new stuff, you can get to it straight away. It's really easy. Anyway, you're going to see lots more in the second half. We're going to have a 10-minute break now, give his fingers a rest. Enjoy yourself with a coffee, or a comfort break of course, and there's a bar if you want to buy a drink. Mine's a gin and tonic.
Okay.
Have a 10-minute break, we'll see you back here in 10 minutes, yeah?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.